So manifestation and prayer are not the same. In this video, I am going to go into the differences between the two and how prayer is actually far more powerful and peaceful than what the New Age teaches on manifestation. When it comes to the New Age, it's very self-centered instead of being God-centered. It has you look within yourself and focus on what it is that you want. It gives you a sense of power and control over your life because it has you believe that you can create whatever reality you want. I remember I would do little things to test it. Basically, I would focus my thoughts on something I wanted to see or get. And in all honesty, sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't. But even the times looking back that it did work, that doesn't mean it's from God. Because when it comes to the New Age and everything it teaches, Satan is the one behind it all, feeding us lies and deceiving us. He is the prince of this world, and he can make these things that we think are true appear true to us, when in reality we are just falling into his trap and becoming further and further away from God, just like he wants. So manifestation does not honor God, it honors ourselves, and it lifts us up in pride. We idolize and basically worship ourselves. We look to the creation around us instead of the creator, and the enemy will do whatever he can to make sure that our eyes are off God and that they are kept off of God. However, in Christianity, prayer is our life source. It's all about our relationship with God. It's how we communicate to our Heavenly Father, who first came to us in human form because of the depth of his love for us. We are taught to pray to God, but that also means surrendering to God's will, to fully trust him whether we get the thing we are praying for or not. And also, it's not even about trying to get the thing we prayed for, because we ultimately want to align our desires with God's heart. And God knows good gifts to give his children, like he says. He ultimately knows what's best for us. We have such a limited perspective. We only see what's right in front of us. But God, he sees the whole picture. He sees the beginning from the end. So yes, we can bring our desires to him. But at the end of each prayer, I like to say, for example, let your will be done. So it's me telling God, yes, I desire this, but you know what's best, and I trust you. And we give him praise whether we get it or not. So prayer is all about giving control to God. It's about trusting the Creator and not trying to take control for ourselves. And when we truly surrender control to God, trusting him, it's then that we can truly be at peace and free. Because with manifestation, honestly, you don't really get that. You're only deceiving yourself. It's more freeing to know that we have a perfect Heavenly Father that loves us and knows what's ultimately best for us, rather than us thinking we know what's best for us and trying to take that control ourselves. And prayer is just talking to God, letting him know what's on your mind, being vulnerable with him, coming to him humbly, and really just speaking to him as you would speak to those that you love, that are closest to you, and you can open up about anything. And God hears our prayers. We don't have to wait until we're in a better state of mind to go to him. He hears when we cry out to him. He hears when we're angry, sad, or anxious. So we can go to God however we feel. But at the end of the prayer, we can surrender our desires and those feelings to him and trust for his will to be done in our lives. So these are just some of the major differences between manifestation and prayer. And nowadays, unfortunately, the New Age and all its teachings are getting mixed with Bible teachings. And sadly, some people may not even realize it, but New Age and Christianity do not go together. So if you hear or see anyone talking about manifestation and they claim to be a Christian, you can now have more discernment and hopefully help them to discern as well. Of course, in a loving and gentle and respectful way. But, I fell into Satan's trap of manifestation because it gives you power, it gives you control, or at least it makes you feel like you have power and control, but it's nothing but a lie. Prayer is giving that power and control to God, who alone holds it. At the end of the day, we all crave peace, purpose, and direction. And manifestation promises those things, but it can never truly deliver them. It leads us to rely on ourselves, our limited vision, and our fleeting desires. But with prayer, it leads us into a relationship with the one who sees all, knows all, and loves us beyond measure. It draws us closer to the heart of God and reminds us that our lives are safest in his hands, not our own. So if you've been caught in the deception of manifestation like I once was, I just want to encourage you to turn back to God. He's not distant. He's not angry. He's waiting with loving, open arms. So surrender your plans, your dreams, and your worries to him. Invite him into every area of your life, and I promise the peace and freedom that come from walking with him far outweigh anything the world or